So what should the structure be? Well, first of all, you want to distribute your agenda a couple of days prior. This does a number of things. It sets the stage for what's discussed, and it helps, again, to prevent the blind side or the meeting dissolving when it actually happens, because by putting this in place ahead of time, you're giving them the opportunity to make changes. If they do not, then you've got established that the agenda of the meeting should flow as described. You also want to, during the actual meeting, have notes displayed in real time. So again, that you can focus the direction of the meeting and be in control of it. And that's going to be important because I think you want to start off with the presentation. You don't want to open things up, especially in the beginning, to a general discussion. You want to have your agenda very concise and specific. We'll talk about that in another slide in more detail. But first, it's an overview of what the status of the project is, and then discussion. Now, if you do know ahead of time that there is an issue or a crisis or a problem that has come up, you do want to address that early on. We call it welcoming the elephant into the room. If there's an elephant in the room, you know, it's better to say, hey, there you are. And when there's a problem, it's better to acknowledge that early on, say, we know there's an issue here, and we're going to be going through that later in the meeting. So, again, not to open it up early on, and actually the details of which you'll want to handle offline. A client update meeting is not a problem-solving meeting about a particular problem. It's a different type of meeting. Being consistent and regular with this format is very critical, and so this structure is important because you're setting this up as a precedent, and you want to make that precedent be in your favor because this is not going to be the first and only client update meeting, hopefully, but one of several moving forward.